She'll live.
Thank God.
You're very lucky parents. I can tell you now, I thought she wouldn't.
Nonsense. The child's in Helen. She has the constitution of a goat. She'll outlive us all.
Yes, especially if you two don't get some sleep. I mean you, Miss Keller.
You hear, Katie?
I'm here.
I've brought two. This is my wife's first. She isn't battle scarred yet.
Doctor, don't be merely considerate. Will my girl be all right?
Well, by morning, she'll be knocking down Captain Keller's fences again.
Is there anything we should do?
Put up stronger fencing, eh?
Just let her get well. She knows how to do it better than we do. Main thing is the fever's gone. These things come and go in infants all the time. Never know why. Call it acute congestion of the stomach and brain.
I'll see you, your buddy.
Never seen a baby more vitally, that's the truth.
Hush now. Don't you cry. You've been trouble enough. Call it acute congestion indeed. I don't see what's so cute about a congestion just because it's yours. We'll have your father run an editorial in his paper. The wonders of modern medicine. Oh, they don't know what they're curing even when they cure it. Then in their battle scars, we women will have to. Helen? Helen! Captain! Captain, will you come? Captain!
Katie! Katie, what's wrong?
Look!
Katie, she's well.
She can't see! Look at her eyes!
Helen?
Or here! When I scream, she didn't blink! Not an eyelash!
Helen!
She can't hear you!
Helen!
First, I'm gonna cut off its legs. 1, 2, and then
Why are you cutting off that doctor's legs?
I'm gonna give him an operation. Now I'm gonna cut off his arms. 1, 2, and then
Cut off his stomach. That's a good operation.
nah, I'm gonna cut off his head first. He got a bad cold.
Ain't gonna be much of that doctor left to fix up time you finish that operation.
What do you do? Bite her hand?
That's how I do. She keep poking her fingers in my mouth. I just bite them off.
What's she doing now?
She trying to talk. She gonna get mad. Look at her trying to talk.
Hey, you now. You can sit quiet and
Miss Kate! Miss Kate!
Helen! Get off her, Helen! Let me have those scissors!
She only just took her eyes out. It doesn't matter till she actually does it.
What does she stand it? What haven't you seen this Baltimore man? Something he can go on and on like the weather.
The weather doesn't ask permission of the aunt. Speak to my father.
Arthur, what do you want to be done for that child?
A refreshing suggestion. What?
Why, that very famous oculist in Baltimore I wrote you about. What was his name? Dr. Chisholm. Yes, I've heard lots of tales of blindness. People thought when he cured, he's cured. He simply does wonders. Why don't you write to him?
I've simply stopped believing in wonders.
I think the captain writes him soon. Won't you, Captain?
No.
Good money after bad, or bad money after good, or bad after bad.
Craig, it's only a question of money, Arthur. You're a marshal now. You have all this Yankee money. Might as well just...
Not one. The child's been dispatched from all over Alabama and Tennessee. If I thought it would do her good, I'd have her every full doctor in the country.
I think the captain writes him soon.
Katie, how many times must you let them break your heart?
Any number of times. What child? As long as there's the least chance for her to see or hear or
There
talk.
isn't. Now I must finish here.
I think, with your permission, Captain, I'd like to write.
I said no, Katie.
Why, writing does no harm, Arthur. Only a little bitty letter. To see if you can help her.
stands up, that makes it a fact.
You be quiet. I'm badgered here enough by females without your impudence. Katie, I might as well work in a hen yard as in this house.
You really ought to put her away, Father. What? In some asylum. It's the best thing.
What? Why, James, she's her sister, not some nobody.
Half sister. And half mentally defective. She can't even keep herself clean. It's not pleasant to see her about all the time.
Do you dare complain of what you can see?
This discussion is at an end. I will beg you not to broach it again, Ev. I've done all I can bear. I can't give my whole life to it. This house is at 6s and 7s in the morning till night over the child. It's time some attention was paid to Mildred here.
You wake her up, Captain.
I want some peace in this house. One way of going about that won't be by rushing up and down the country every time someone hears of a new quack. I'm as sensible to the girl's afflictions as anybody. It pains me to see the child.
It was not our affliction and making to write about, Captain.
Helen, my buttons!
Eyes? She wants the doll to have eyes.
Goodness me, I'm not decent.
She doesn't know better, I'll Sullivan here.
Won't learn if you're doing whatever she takes into her mind to do. Jimmy, what did I say now?
You talk too much.
I was agreeing with you.
Whatever it was, deprive a child the least she can have of the little things she wants.
It was worth a couple of buttons, Kate, but this girl has more sense in her than these men Kellers, if there's ever any way to reach that mind of hers.
Helen! Helen! Helen, you're not to do such things! How can it make you understand?
Katie!
How can it get into your head, my darling? Poor baby!
Some way of teaching her an iota of discipline.
How do you discipline an afflicted child? Is it her fault?
I didn't say it was her fault.
Then whose? I don't know how to teach her. What do you want me to do? Beat her till she's black and blue?
There has to be some way of confining her so she can't.
Where? In a cave? She's a growing child. She has to use her limbs.
Tell me one thing. Is this fair to Mildred?
Are you willing to put her away?
What now?
She wants to talk be like you and me. Every day she slips further away. And I don't know how to call her back.
Well, I've a mind to take her up to Baltimore myself. If this doctor can't help her, maybe he'll know who can.
All right, then, Katie.
Who could do nothing for the girl. Of course, it was Dr. Bell who thought she might somehow be taught. I have only written the family that a suitable governess, Miss Annie Sullivan, has been found here in Boston and will come. It will no doubt be difficult for you there, Annie, but it has been difficult here at our school, too, Gratifying, yes, when you came to us and could not spell your own name, to accomplish so much in just a few years. But always an Irish battle, for independence. This is my last time to counsel you, Annie, and you do lack some, and by some I mean all, what tact or talent to bend to others. And what has saved you on more than one occasion here at Perkins is that there's been nowhere to expel you to. Your eyes hurt?
My ears, Mr. Aganos.
Nowhere but back to Tewksbury, where the children learn to be saucy. Annie, I know how difficult it was for you there. But that battle is dead and done with. Why not let it stay buried?
I think God must owe me a resurrection.
What?
Well, he keeps digging up that battle.
That is not a proper thing to say, Annie. It is what I mean.
Yes, but I know what I mean. So, what's this child like?
Like?
Well, bright or dull to start off.
Who knows? And if she is dull, you have no patience with this?
Well, with grown-ups, you have to. But in in children, it just seems a little bit more precocious. Can I use that word?
Only if you can spell it.
Premature. So I hope at least she's a bright one.
Deaf, blind, mute, who knows? She's like a little safe, locked, that no one can open. Perhaps there is a treasure inside.
Perhaps she's empty, too.
Possible. I must warn you, she is much given to tantrums.
Well, means something's inside. Besides, so am I if I believe all I hear. Maybe you should warn them.
Annie, I have written them no word of your history. You will find yourself among strangers now, who know nothing of it.
We'll keep them in a state of blessed ignorance.
Perhaps you should tell them.
Why? I have enough trouble with people I don't know.
So they'll understand when you have trouble.
I only have trouble when I'm right. Is it my fault that it's so often? I won't give them any trouble. I'll be so ladylike that they won't even know I've come.
Annie, be humble. It is not as if you have so many offers to pick and choose. You will need their affection working with this girl.
I just hope I won't need their pity.
We could all use a little pity. Now you are no longer our student. We send you off into the world, a teacher, if she can be taught. We do not expect you to work miracles, Annie, even for $25 a month. Now in this envelope, a loan for the railroad, which you will repay me once you have a bank account. But in this box, a gift, with our love.
Mr. Aganos, dear Mr. Aganos, what should I say? I'm an ignorant, opinionated girl, and everything I am, I owe to you.
That is only half true.
Which half? I came in here like a drowned rat. I thought I died when Jimmy died, and I never again come alive. You say with love so easily, and I haven't loved a soul since, and I probably never will. But this place gave me more than just my eyes back, or taught me how to spell, which I'll never learn anyway, but it taught me what help is, and how to live again, and I don't want to say goodbye. Don't open the door, I'm crying.
They will not see.
Annie? Here, Beatrice.
Annie? Annie, we thought you were going away present.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
We did. Where is it? Oh, go, Annie. Away. Alice has it.
Alice?
Alice?
I have it. Everyone. Should I open it?
Yes.
Open it! It's open. They're for your eyes, Annie.
Put them on, Annie. Because Mrs. Hawkins said your eyes were ever since the operation. And she said you're going where the sun is fierce.
I'm putting them on now.
Oh, Annie, when the sun is fierce. Do they fit all right?
Oh, they fit just fine.
Did you put them on, Annie? Are they pretty, Annie?
Oh, my eyes feel hundreds of percents better already. And pretty? Do you know what I look in them? Splendiloquent. Like a racehorse.
Annie, we got a present for Helen, too. Beatrice? Beatrice, give it to her. We took up a collection to buy it, and Laura dressed it.
It's beautiful.
So don't forget, you give that to Helen from us, Annie.
It'll be the first thing that I give to her.
Don't go to her, Annie.
Sarah, dear, I don't want to go.
Then why are you leaving?
Because I'm a big girl now, and a big girl's gotta earn a living. But you know what I'll have to do if you don't smile for me first?
What?
I'll have to put you in my suitcase instead of the doll, and send you to Helen in Alabama.
Come, children. We have to get the trunk onto the carriage and Annie onto her train. Otherwise, no one's going to Alabama. Come.
Annie, where are we going?
Jimmy,
Where are we going?
I said I'm taking care of you.
Forever and ever?
Andy Sullivan, age 9, virtually blind. James Sullivan, age 6. What's the matter with your legs, son?
Forever and ever.
Can you walk without that crutch? You're a little woman's word, boy to men's.
Annie, go ahead and take me. Annie!
Coming! by himself. You've been poking at that garden all day. Gotta rest your feet.
I can't wait to see her, Benny.
Well, maybe she ain't gonna be on this train.
Maybe she is.
Maybe she ain't.
And maybe she is.
Where's Helen? She's upstairs, smelling around. She knows something funny's going on.
Let her have her supper as soon as Motion is bed. Oh, tell Captain Keller we'll be delayed tonight.
Again?
I don't think we need to say again, Benny. Simply delayed will do.
I mean, that's what he's gonna say. What? Again?
Yes, we're expecting someone. Someone for my Helen. My dear, this was clean not an hour ago. Here, for while I'm gone. I don't think one peppermint will spoil your supper.
Jimmy? Yes, sir? You don't look dressed for any beautiful boy.
I'm not. It's from Miss Sullivan.
You keep on with that porch. We have wooden posts for that. I asked you to see if those strawberry plants were moved this evening.
I'll see your Mrs. Keller's. Now, off to the station.
Mrs. Keller, must we always speak of her as though you've never met the lady?
Mother? What? I said mother.
Captain,
Evening, my dear.
we're off to meet the train, Captain. Supper will be a little delayed tonight.
What? Again?
Your permission, Captain.
What do you want, honey? Your mama? Well, I guess one little candy ain't gonna spoil your appetite.
She's gone. She's gone. My son and I don't get along. You don't know who I am. Supper's delayed. I brought you some candy. One little nibble so we won't do no harm.
Captain Keller, now how am I supposed to get her to eat when you keep filling her up with that trash?
Tend to your work.
Miss Sullivan?
Here. Oh, I've been on trains for so many days, I thought they must be backing up every time I dozed off.
I'm James.
James, I had a brother, Jimmy. Are you Helen's?
Half, brother. Are you to be her governess?
Well, try.
You only look like half a governess. Miss Sullivan, Mrs. Keller.
We've met every train for 2 days.
Oh, well, I changed trains every time we stopped. I think the man who sold me the ticket should be tied to the tracks.
Shall I take your case, Miss Sullivan?
Yes. You didn't bring Helen. I was hoping you would.
No, she's home.
Oh, well, you live far from town, Mrs. Keller?
Only a mile.
Well, I suppose I can wait one more mile, but don't be surprised if I get out to push the horse.
Helen's waiting for you, too. There's been such a bustle in the house. She expects something. Heaven knows what. I expected a desiccated spinster. You're very young.
Well, you should have seen me before I left Boston. I got much older on this trip.
I mean, to teach anyone as difficult as Helen.
Well, I mean to try. They can't put you in jail for trying.
Is it possible, even, to teach a deaf-blind child half of what an ordinary child learns?
Half?
A tenth.
Well, Dr. Howe worked wonders, but an ordinary child? No, never. But then I thought, he never treated them like ordinary children. More like eggs he was afraid would break.
May I ask how old you are?
Well, I'm not in my teens, you know. I'm 20.
All of 20.
Mrs. Keller, don't lose heart just because I'm not on my last legs. I have 3 big advantages over Dr. Howe that money couldn't buy me. The first is his work behind me. I've read every word he's written on the subject, and he's not exactly someone you'd call a man of few words. The second is to be young. Why, I have energy to do anything. And the third is I've been blind.
Advantages.
Well, some have the luck of the Irish and some do not.
Well, what will you teach her first?
First, last, and in between, language.
Language.
Language is more to the mind than light is to the eye. Dr. Howe said that.
Language. We can't get through to teach her to sit still. You are young, despite your years, to have such confidence. Do you inside?
No, to tell you the truth, inside I'm as shaky as a baby's rattle.
Don't be. We'll do all we can to help and to make you feel at home. Don't think of us as strangers, Miss Anne.
Well, strangers aren't so strange to me. I've known them all my life.
Captain Keller, they're coming! Well, she sure enough came, Captain.
Welcome to Ivy Green, Miss Sullivan. I take it you are Miss Sullivan?
My husband, Miss Anne, Captain Keller.
Captain Keller, how do you do?
A pleasure to meet you, Becca. I trust you had a great book journey.
Oh, I had several. When did this country get so big?
Father, where should I put her suitcase?
Where she can get to, I imagine.
Yes, please. Where's Helen?
In the hall, Jimmy.
We put you in the upstairs corner room, Miss Anne. If there's any breeze at all this summer, you'll feel it.
And
Oh, no, I'll take it.
no, I haven't.
I have the suitcase, thank you.
Miss Sullivan, I couldn't
Let
think of it.
me!
You see,
I have something in it for Helen. Now, where is she?
There's Helen. Well,
very rough, Kate.
I like her, Captain.
Certainly reader, peculiar kind of young woman to know. How old is she?
Oh. Well, she's not in her teens, you know.
She's a child. What's a family like setting off along this bar?
I couldn't learn. She's very close-mouthed about some things.
And why does she wear those glasses? I like to see a person's eyes
Oh,
first.
the sun! She was blind.
Blind.
She had 9 operations on her eyes. One just before she left.
Good heavens. Do they expect one blind child to teach another? Does she have experience at least? How long did she teach there?
She was a pupil.
Kate,
She was valedictorian.
here's a house full of grown-ups can't cope with a child. How's a half-blind and inexperienced geeky schoolgirl supposed to manage her?
Great! Now we have 2 of them.
You look after those strawberry plants.
Nothing I say is right.
Why say anything? Don't be long, Captain. We'll all supper right away.
begin with dog. D-O-L-L. Dog.
You spelled pretty well. Finding out if she's ticklish? She is. What is it, a game?
An alphabet.
Alphabet.
With a deck. Oh, how bright she is.
Do you think she knows what she's doing? She's like a monkey. She imitates everything.
Yes, a bright little monkey indeed.
I think she wants her doll back.
When she spells it!
She doesn't know the thing even has a name.
Of course not. And who expects her to? I just want her hands to learn the letters.
She won't. Doesn't like that alphabet, Miss Sullivan. You invented yourself.
Spanish monks under a vow of silence, which I wish you'd take. Now. Cake. From Washington up north. It's the best I can do. C-A-K-E. Do what my fingers do. Don't bother what it means. Get that down fast. Now. D-O-L-L. Think it over. L. Imitate first, understand later. End of the first lesson! Oh! You little wretch! Hasn't anyone ever taught you manners? Helen? Helen! Let me out of here!
Buffalo girl, won't you come out tonight? Come out tonight, come out tonight.
Don't worry. You're not lost. Just misplaced. And toothless. Oh, it hurts!
Annie, it hurts. It hurts.
Really can't keep that pressure on. Plus the body is damn boy.
It hurts. It hurts.
Shut up, you!
Jimmy.
When are we going home? Promise.
Jimmy?
Forever. He said forever. Annie? Annie, you there? Annie?
Oh, Ralph, he's fallen!
Annie!
Little girl, your brother has to tell you, your brother will be going on,
Supper's ready. Jimmy, will you call your father?
Certain. Father, supper!
No need to shout. My meal's for an hour. Sit down.
So, Benny? I'll have a good supper. Oh, I don't know, Miss Kate. Somehow she didn't have much of an appetite. Oh, dear.
I certainly could say the same for myself. I'm famished.
Where's Miss Annie?
In her room. In her room? Doesn't she know hot food must be eaten hot? Bring her down at once, Jimmy.
Certain. I'll get the ladder.
What?
Well, I mean, the ladder to get her down. Shouldn't take you long.
Jimmy,
shouldn't take you long?
do as I say. Go upstairs.
She's locked in her room.
Locked in her room?
What on earth are you
Helen
talking
locked her in there and made off with the key.
And you sit here and say nothing.
Well, everyone's been telling me I shouldn't say anything.
Vinny! Yes, Miss Kate? I'm back to Helen to see if she has the key.
She's by the pump. Miss Sullivan, are you in there?
Oh, I'm here, all right.
Is there no key on your side?
If there was a key in here, I wouldn't be in here. Helen took it. The only thing on my side is me.
Miss Sullivan. Not in the house. 10 minutes, I don't see how you managed
And
it.
not even I'm on my side.
Vinny! Put this meat back in the oven.
Yes, Captain. She has no key.
Nonsense. She must have the key. Did you check her pockets?
Yes, she doesn't have it.
Katie, she must have the key.
Would you prefer to search for yourself, Captain?
No, I would not prefer to search for myself. Take that ladder back. Certainly.
She could have hidden the key.
Where?
Anywhere. Under a stone, in the flower beds, in the grass.
I don't have time to plow the entire grounds to find the missing key. Jimmy!
Yes, sir?
Bring me a ladder. Certainly.
What is Mildred doing up? Captain woke the man with all that hollering.
Miss Sullivan, come out.
I don't see how I can. There isn't any room.
I intend to carry you. Climb on and hold it on
That's
tight.
very chivalrous of you, but I think I'd really
Miss
rather...
Sullivan, follow instructions. I will not have
Captain
you.
Keller, I think I can walk down a ladder by myself.
I doubt it, Miss Sullivan. Just hold on tight.
I'm sorry to inconvenience you in this way.
No inconvenience at all. Other than having that door taken down and the ladder replaced to fail to find that key.
Well, I'll look everywhere for it.
Thank you. Do not look in any rooms that can be locked.
Thank you very much.
Go back to your work. What are you looking at? There's nothing here to look at. Now, do you think we could have supper like other people?
Vinny serves supper. I'll put Mildred to sleep. Yes, Miss Kate.
What should we do about the L-A-D-D-E-R?
like to learn those letters, Miss Annie?
I'll teach you in the morning. Makes $500,000 each.
Oh, it's her bedtime. Oh my God, Miss Annie, I'm so sorry.
Why does she get a reward for stabbing me?
Well, we catch our flies with honey, I'm afraid. We haven't the heart for much else, and so many times she simply cannot be compelled.
Yes, I'm quite the same way myself. The more I think, the more certain I am that obedience is the gateway through which knowledge enters the mind of the child. Breakfast is ready.
Shouldn't we give this devil his true father? The fact is, we lost the South 2 years ago after the outlaws behind Vicksburg.
Outlaw is completely a word for a butcher.
Harness maker, wasn't he?
I said butcher. His only virtue as a soldier was numbers, and led them to slaughter without any more regard than for so many sheep.
Even in that sense, the fact is, he's still...
And the drunken one half the more.
Agreed. Even his own people say, well, who am I to...
What is it you find to admire in such a man, Jimmy? The butchery or the drunkenness?
Neither. Only that he beat us. He didn't. Is it your contention we won, sir?
He didn't beat us at Vicksburg. We lost Vicksburg because Pemberton gave Bragg 5,000 cavalry, and Loring, who I knew personally to be an incomplete before you were born, marched away from Champions Hill with enough men to have held him. We lost Vicksburg because of stupidity verging on treason.
I would have said we lost Vicksburg because Grant was one thing no Yankee general was before him.
A drunk? I doubt it.
Obstinate.
Obstinate. Could any of them even compare that with old Stonewall? If he'd been there, we would still have Vicksburg.
Well, the butcher just simply wouldn't give up. He tried 4 ways of getting around Vicksburg. Not the 50 got around. Anyone else would have pulled north.
No one would have gotten around if we'd had a Southerner in command, instead of a half-breed Yankee traitor like Pemberton. What's going on there?
Oh, Miss Annie, you see, she's accustomed to helping herself from our...
Yes, but I'm not accustomed to it.
No, of course not. Biddy!
Oh, Jimmy, give her something to quiet her.
But her manners are the best thing she has.
Not her this time, Miss Sullivan. It's the only way we can handle a conversation around here. If my sons have merits that description. I'll get you a new plate.
I have a plate, thank you.
Benny! I'm afraid what Captain Keller says is only too true. She'll persist in this until she gets her own way.
Biddy! Bring Miss Sullivan a new plate.
I have a plate, thank you. There's nothing wrong with the plate. I intend to keep it.
Miss Sullivan, one plate or another is hardly a matter to struggle over.
Oh, I'm sure I'm more heroic issue myself, huh?
I really must insist you let her go. Now she's hurt herself.
No, she hasn't.
Miss Annie, you don't know if she's well enough yet.
I know an ordinary teacher when I see her, and a badly spoiled child.
You would have more pity for your student if you had some pity in you, Miss Sullivan.
Pity? For this tyrant? The whole house turns on her every whim. Is there anything she wants she doesn't get? Do you know what I pity, Captain Keller? That the sun will rise and set for her all her life, like you're telling her a bit. What good will your pity do when you're under the strawberries, Captain Keller?
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we will have a 15-minute intermission. Snacks and refreshments are in the lobby.
Now, what am I supposed to do, Miss Kate? It's noontime and I haven't even got no breakfast. It's out there yet.
You run along, Martha.
You hear what Miss Kate say? Never you mind what's going on in here. You go tend to your own business. I can't wait out here a minute longer, Kate. Wait, this could go on all afternoon, too. I'll tell the captain you called. Now, you give me her, Miss Kate, and I'll go sneak her back to the crib.
This child never gives me a minute's work.
Oh, yes, this babe's the angel of the family. No doubt about that. Say what you like, Kate. That child is a color. I need to remind you that all colors are cousins to General Robinson Lee. I don't know who that girl is. Only soldier I heard of is a walking too, and I didn't sing twice. Before locking arms that time is that man John L.
What happened?
She ate from her plate. She ate with a spoon herself, and she folded her napkin.
Folded her napkin?
The room's a wreck, but the napkin is folded. I'll be in my room, Mrs. Keller. Well, don't be long, Miss Annie. Dinner will be ready right away.
Folded her napkin. My Helen folded her napkin.
This soul, this blind, deaf, mute woman, can nothing be done to distance this human soul? If she were buried by the caving in of a pit, the whole neighborhood would rush to save her, and labor with zeal until she were dug out. Now, if there were one with half as much patience as zeal, it might awaken her to a consciousness of her immortal.
Annie? Annie, you there?
Hush.
What's that noise?
Just a cot, Jimmy,
Where are they pushing it?
to the dead house.
Does it hurt to be dead?
chance is small indeed, but with the smaller chance, they would have dug desperately for her in the pit. And is the life of the soul of less import than that of the body?
I will not have it that you did not see when that girl after supper tonight went to look for Helen in her room.
No.
She practically climbed out of the window to escape from her. What kind of teacher is she? I thought I had seen her at her worst this morning, yelling at me. Then I come home to find the entire house disorganized by her. Helen won't stay 1 minute in the same room as her. Won't let herself be bathed or dressed or put to bed by her, or Biddy now. And the end result is that you have more to do for this child than before we hired this girl's services. From the moment she stepped off that train, she's been nothing but a burden, incompetent, ineffectual, immodest.
She did fold her napkin, Captain.
What?
Not ineffectual. Helen did fold her napkin.
What in heaven's name is so extraordinary about folding a napkin?
Well, it's more than you did, Captain.
I did not bring you all the way out to the garden house to be frivolous. Now, how does Miss Sullivan propose to teach a deaf-blind people that won't even let her touch her?
I don't know.
The fact is, today she scuttled any chance she had of getting along with the child. If you see any point of her...
What do you wish me to do?
I want you to give her notice.
I can't.
If you won't, then I must. I simply will not go on. Sullivan.
Captain Keller, Vinny said I'd find both of you here in the garden house. I thought we should have a talk.
Come in. Katie?
Captain?
I wanted first to make my position clear to Mrs. Keller in private. I have decided that I am not satisfied. In fact, I am deeply dissatisfied with the manner...
Excuse me, is this little house ever in use?
In the hunting season, yes. Now, if you'll give me your attention, I have tried to make allowances for you, because you come from a part of the country where people are, well, women are, I should say, come from whom allowances must be made. Nevertheless, I have decided, Miss Sullivan, I find it hard to speak through those glasses.
Oh, yes, of course.
Why do you wear them? The sun's been down for an hour.
Well, any kind of light hurts my eyes.
Put them on. Miss Sullivan, I have decided to give you another chance.
To do what?
To remain in our employ. But on two conditions. I am not accustomed to rudeness in women or servants, and that is the first. If you are to stay, there must be a radical change of manner.
Whose?
Yours, young lady, is it not obvious? And the second is that you must persuade me there is any hope you can teach a pupil who now is pleased from you like the plague to anyone else in this house.
There isn't.
What, Miss Annie?
It's hopeless here. I can't teach a child who runs away.
Then do I understand you propose...
Well, if we all agree that it's hopeless here, then the next question
Miss
is...
Annie, I am not agreed. I think perhaps you underestimate Helen.
I think everyone else here does.
She did fold her napkin. She learns. She learns. Did you know she began talking when she was only 6 months old? She could say water. Well, not really. Wah-wah. Wah-wah. She meant water. She knew what it meant. And only 6 months old, I never saw a child so bright or outgoing. It's still in her somewhere, isn't it?
She's changed.
Miss Annie,
me to try to teach her anything here. Language at the most. But I might...
Before you came, we spoke of putting her in an asylum.
What kind of asylum?
For mental defectives.
I visited there once. I can't tell you what I saw. People like animals, with rats in the halls. What else are we to do if you give up?
Give up?
You said it was hopeless.
Here. Give up? Why, I only today saw what needed to be done to begin. I want complete charge of her.
You already have that. It has resulted in nothing good.
No. Day and night, she needs to be dependent on me. For what? Everything. The food she eats, the clothes she wears, fresh air. Air. Yes, air. Everything her body needs is a primer to teach her out of. And the one that gives it to her should be her teacher. Not anyone who loves her. Why, you have so many feelings that they trip over each other like feet. You won't use your chances, and you won't let me.
But if she runs from you to us...
Exactly my point. We have to live somewhere else.
What?
Just until she gets in touch with me again. I have to have my things already.
Miss Sullivan.
It meets both your conditions, Captain Keller. It's the only way that I can get back into touch with her, and I don't see how I can be rude to you again if you're not around to interfere.
And if I say no, pack your other half and abandon your charge
To the asylum? I lived in such an asylum. The state owns house. Rats. My brother Jimmy and I, we played with the rats because we didn't have any toys. Perhaps you'd like to find out what Helen will find there, not on suspending. In one ward, there were the old women, crippled, blind, most of them dying, but even if what they had was catching, there was nowhere else to put them. And that's where they put us. And in the room across the hall, there were the younger ones, prostitutes mostly, with TB and epileptic fits, and even some of the kind that like to keep after the younger girls. But some were just insane. And across from them, there were the youngest, some of them just 13, 14. They were there to have the babies that they didn't want. But they left and the babies stayed. We played with them too. But most of them had sores all over their faces from things you're not supposed to talk about. But not many of them lived. And we put their bodies in a room called the Dead House. That's where me and Jimmy played. That's where they kept their bodies before they could dig
Oh, my dear.
the graves. No, it made me stronger. But I don't think you have to send Helen there. She's strong enough. No. I have no conditions, Captain Keller.
Miss Annie, where would you take Helen?
Oh. Italy?
What?
Well, you can't have everything you want. How about this garden house? We could clean it up, furnish it. You could bring Helen out here in a long ride in the country, and then you can see her whenever you want, just as long as she doesn't know.
Is that all?
That's all.
Captain, with your permission?
Why must she depend on you for the food she eats?
I want control of it.
Why?
It's a way to reach her.
You intend to starve her into letting you touch her.
She won't starve. She'll learn. All's fair in love and war, Captain Keller. Haven't you ever cut He could stay here, run errands.
We can let Percy sleep here, I think. Captain?
I have not yet consented to Percy, or the plan, or Miss Sullivan staying on when I... Very well. 2 weeks, Miss Sullivan. I will give you 2 weeks in this house, and it will be a miracle if you can get her to tolerate me.
2 weeks. Can you accomplish anything in 2 weeks?
Anything or not. 2 weeks, Miss Sullivan. Make up your mind.
2 weeks? For only one miracle? I'll get her to tolerate me.
You can't think as little of love as you said, or you wouldn't stay.
I didn't come here for love. I came here for money. Age. First of many. 26. Doll's house.
You don't let go of things easily, do you? How are you in her hand in this place?
Do I know? I lost my temper, and here we are.
No touching, no teaching. You are bitter.
I won't need force. That little imp is dying to know.
Know what?
Anything. Any and every crumb of God's creation. I'll need to use that appetite, too.
Maybe she'll teach you.
Of course.
That there isn't such a thing as dullness of heart, acceptance and letting go. Sooner or later we all give up, don't we?
Maybe you all do. It's my idea of original sin.
What is?
Giving up.
You won't open her. Why can't you let her be? Have some pity on her for what she is.
If I ever once thought like that, I'd be dead.
You will be. Why bother? Or will you teach me too?
Does she know where she is?
No. We rode her out in the country for 2 hours.
For all she knows, she's in another town.
That's her sign for me.
I know. 2 weeks.
Miss Annie, please be good to her these 2 weeks. Just try and be very good to her.
I will.
Don't understand it. I had every intention of dismissing the girl, not setting her up like an empress.
Yes. What's her secret, sir?
Secret?
That allows her to get everything out of you when I can't.
She does not get whatever she wants. Don't! He's afraid. What does he want from me?
My God! Don't you know? Everything you've forgotten your mother.
What? One thing that girl's secret is not. She does not fire one shot and then disappear! Katie, don't mind him.
Captain, I am proud of you.
For what?
For letting our girl have what she needs.
Why can't my son be? You'd think I treat him as hard as this girl does Helen.
Perhaps you do.
He has to learn some discipline.
Do you like the child? How empty the house is tonight.
No! No pity! I won't have it!
short weeks for me. I never thought life could be so noiseless. Went much too quickly for me.
This is a quill. Q-U-I-L-L. Quill. Q-U-I-L-L.
Well, life has been practically normal, hasn't it?
Jimmy,
And you two even seem to be enjoying each other.
it would be even more noiseless without your tongue running every minute. Haven't you any feeling to understand what Katie's been going through ever since?
Captain, it's true. The 2 weeks have been normal. Quiet, all you say. But not short. Interminable.
W-A-T-E-R. What? But it means this. W-A-T-E-R. This.
All I'm saying is that Miss Sullivan is a boon of contention it seems.
Jimmy, if and when you're a parent, you'll understand what separation means. A mother loses a protector. You'll learn. We don't just keep our children safe, they keep us safe. There are, of course, all kinds of separation. Katie's lived with one for 5 years. Another is disappointment in a child.
Every day, I feel more and more adequate.
I'm sorry, Kate. I opened my mouth and the fairy tale frog just jumps right out.
No. It has been better. For everyone.
I need help too. I need a teacher as much as Helen.
What does he want from me?
That's not the question. Stand up to the world, Jimmy. That comes first.
But he is the world.
Yes. And no one can do it for you.
Well, Kate, could you at least be my friend?
I am.
My mind is undisciplined, full of skips and jumps and discipline. Discipline. Disjoin, dismember, disarm, Where's discipline? Some dictionary. You need to know how to spell the word before you can look it up. Discipline. Discipline? Undisciplined.
What are you doing to your eye?
Oh, it's worse on my vanity. I'm learning how to spell. It's like a surprise party. The most unexpected characters show up.
You aren't to overwork your eyes, Miss Anne.
Well, I figure if I'm going to spell Helen, I should spell correctly.
Look how serene she is.
She learned that stitch yesterday. And now I can't get her to stop. She's such a little lady. She'd rather starve than eat with her fingers.
You've taught her so much these 2 weeks. We never would have been able to.
Not enough. Obedience isn't enough. She needs to learn that things have names. We learned 2 nouns this morning. Key and water. That brings us up to 18 nouns and 3 verbs.
But not.
No, not that they mean things. Mrs. Keller, shall we play our finger game?
How will she learn it?
It'll come.
How?
How does a bird learn to fly? We're born to use words like birds have wings. It'll come.
How?
the office I brought Helen a plate.
Captain Keller, outside, please.
My dear child, the 2 weeks are up today. Surely you do not object.
Not until 6 o'clock.
What good will one fraction of a day do?
An agreement is an agreement.
You are a tyrant, Miss Sullivan.
Likewise, I'm sure. Now, stand by the door and close it if she comes.
I don't think you know how eager we are to have her back in our arms.
Believe me, it's my main worry.
It's like having a new child at home. She is so contented. You've done wonders for her, Miss Sullivan.
Have I?
If there's anything you want repayment, tell us. It would be a privilege.
I was just telling Mrs. Keller.
Miss Annie,
I want more time.
We miss the child. I miss her. I'm glad to say that's a different debt I owe you.
Then pay it to her. Give her more time.
doesn't she miss us?
Of course she does. What a wretch this unexplainable exile must be to her. Can you say it's not?
No, but I can't
Doesn't
exactly.
she need affection too, Miss Annie?
She never shows me she needs any caressing or.
But you're not the mother.
You've done more than we ever thought possible. We're more than satisfied. You've taught her constructive things to do, to act like, even look like a human child. She's so contented, more manageable, cleaner.
Cleaner.
We do say cleanliness is next to godliness.
Cleanliness is next to nothing. She needs to know that things have names, that words can be her eyes to everything around her, and inside her too. Wait, what is she without words? With them, she can think, have ideas, be reached. Why, you run a newspaper, Captain Keller. Do I really have to explain to you how important words are?
Miss Sullivan.
18 nouns and 3 verbs. They're at her fingers now. All I need is time to push one of them into her head, and everything under the sun will come.
Look at her. What is she spelling?
Water?
Teaching a dog to spell. The dog doesn't know what she means any more than she knows what you mean, Miss Sullivan. I think you ask too much of her and yourself. Perhaps God did not intend for her to have these eyes you see, though.
Yes, but I intend her to.
What's it to you? You make us see how we indulge her for our sake, but is the opposite not true?
Half a week,
A deal is a deal.
Mrs. Keller.
I want her back.
Not until 6 o'clock. We have until 6 o'clock.
Very well. Come, Katie.
That was a dog. D-O-G. Dog. Not water. I don't know how to teach you, Helen. Not a soul on this earth knows how to teach you, Helen. Helen! Yes. What's it to me? They're satisfied. Give them back their dog and child, both housebroken. Everyone is satisfied. But me. And you. Reach. Reach. I wanted to teach you, Helen. Everything that's there for a wink and then it's gone, and we leave behind in words. I can see 5,000 years back in a light of words, so that nothing is in darkness or done with, even in the grave. I wanted to teach you that things around you have names, that your hands can be your
itself, with many more to come, I trust. It doesn't explain how we feel. It doesn't pay our debts for what you've done.
What have I done?
You've taken a wild thing and given us back a child.
No. I taught her one thing. No. Don't do this. Don't do that!
More than any of us could in all of the years.
I wanted to teach her language. I wanted to teach her, yes.
We'll have time.
I don't know how. I know without it, to do nothing but obey is no gift. Obedience without understanding is a blindness too. Is that all I wished on her?
No. No.
Maybe. I don't know what else to do. Simply keep on, keep doing what I've done, and have faith that inside she's waiting like water underground. All I can do is keep on.
It's enough for us.
You can help, Captain Keller.
How?
Even learning no has been at a cost of much trouble and pain. Don't undo it.
Why should we wish to?
The world isn't an easy place for anyone. I don't want her just to obey, but to have her way in everything is a lie to her, and I don't even love her. She's not my child, but you need to stand between that lie and her.
We'll try.
Because I will. If you let me stay.
Agreed. We've learned something too, I hope. Won't you come now to supper?
Yes. Why doesn't God pay his debts each month?
Beg your pardon?
Oh, nothing. I always wondered how I would earn a living.
Oh, you do?
I really do. And now I wonder how I can survive it.
May I?
Oh, we're glad to have you back too. Probably.
What? Oh, keys. Yes, I'll keep the keys. I think we've had enough of locked doors, too.
Good evening, General.
Will you say the grace to me?
And Jacob was left alone, and he wrestled with the angel until the breaking of the day. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint. The angel said, "Let me go, for the day breaketh." Jacob said, "I will not let thee go, except thou bless me." Amen. Go, you angel.
That's a very strange grace, Jimmy.
It's from the good book, isn't it?
We were starting to button down.
Well, of course it is. Didn't you know?
Yes, I knew.
Hand is saying,
Oh, please. Then why ask?
Well, it's from the good book, therefore fitting.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, Miss Anne.
Thank you. There are an awful lot of things in the good book I wouldn't care to hear just before eating.
Well, it was fitting in the sense that Jacob's thigh was out of effect in those hands.
Of what?
I think they're painters.
James, now you're pulling my lower extremity. First thing you know, we'll all be...
Miss Annie? No. It's a very special day.
It will be when I get into that.
Please. I've hardly had a chance to welcome her home. Captain Keller.
We had a little talk. Miss Annie, no child,
But what's the child's done?
She learned not to throw things and not to kick. It took the better part of 2 weeks to learn that.
But only a napkin. It's not as if it were breakable.
And everything else she's learned is, Mrs. Keller, I don't wish to play tug-of-war over the girl, but either you stop her from kicking or you allow me.
What do you wish to do?
Let me take her from the table.
Let her stay. My goodness, she's only a child. She doesn't have to wear a napkin.
And ask outsiders not to interfere.
I'm the child's mom.
Who wants her so much, Miss Annie? I made all Helen's favorite foods tonight.
It's a homecoming party, Miss Annie.
She's testing you, you realize?
she's testing you.
Jimmy, be quiet. Now she's home. Naturally, she...
And wants to see what she can get away with at your hands. I said it was my main worry. Is this not what you promised me half an hour ago?
Well, she's not kicking.
And
Now-
not learning not to. Mrs. Keller, I know it's painful to watch, but she'll live up to just what you demand of her, and nothing more.
She's testing you.
Jimmy,
I have an opinion. I think
no
I
one's
should-
interested in hearing your
I'm
opinion.
interested. Of course she's testing me. You need to keep letting her learn from me. If you take her out of my hands, the whole thing comes apart. Be bountiful, Captain Keller. It's at her expense. Now, pass me more of Helen's favorite food.
Take her, Miss Annie.
Thank you.
I'm afraid you're the difficulty, Miss Annie. Now, I will keep her to what she knows. You're quite right there, but I don't see why she has to leave the table. She is the guest of honor.
If she were a seeing child, you would not tolerate this.
She's not. I think some compromise is called for. There. It's not unnatural. Most of us take some aversion to our teachers. All it takes is another hand to smooth things over. Now, shall we start all over?
Very quickly started over.
Don't smooth anything else out of me. Don't interfere in any way. I treat her like a seeing child because I asked her to see. I expect her to see. Now don't undo what I do.
Where are you going?
I'm taking her to fill up this pitcher.
You let her speak to you like that, Martha. I'm afraid that will work for you.
No, I do not.
Let her go!
What?
I said let her go! She's right, I'm right, and you're wrong. If you drive her away from this place, you'll be over my dead chair. On one occasion, do you not think you might constantly be wrong?
Captain,
Sit down, everyone. Sit down, Jimmy.